Everything you've known about freedom, society, and the economy is about to change. The global elite has a plan, and it's happening now. It's called the Great Reset. Controlled economies, centralized power, a global digital currency. This isn't a conspiracy. This is their plan, and it's already in motion. Are you ready for what's coming? Watch this video now and prepare yourself. Subscribe before it's too late. Welcome to Hidden in the Shadows. The world as you know it is changing, and you're not being told the full story. The global elite has been planning for a new world order for decades, and it's all coming to a head with the Great Reset. What is the Great Reset? What does it mean for you? What's the real agenda behind it? These are the questions that must be answered because the future that is being designed for us is one of complete control. The powers that be want to re-engineer the global economy and society in a way that limits personal freedom and centralizes power like never before. But how did we get here? How did the global elite manage to get to this point? The answer lies in a series of crises that have been manufactured or amplified to pave the way for this transformation. Economic recessions, political instability, climate emergencies, and now a global pandemic have all served to destabilize nations and force the population into compliance. These crises provide the perfect backdrop for the so-called solutions that the elite have been waiting to implement. The first step in the Great Reset plan was to create global institutions. Organizations like the World Economic Forum, WEF, the United Nations, UUN, and various central banks that have been pushing for a unified world order. These organizations are not working for the good of the people. Instead, they are pushing for a new system that can control and monitor every aspect of your life. This new world order goes far beyond economic cooperation. It is about consolidating power in the hands of a few, leaving the masses completely dependent on a global infrastructure that they cannot control. One of the most crucial elements in this plan is the shift to digital currencies. Countries like China are already testing digital currencies, and the European Union and the United States are not far behind. But this isn't just about convenience or modernization. It's about control. With a global digital currency, every transaction you make will be monitored. Every purchase, every investment, every financial move will be tracked, analyzed, and controlled. No longer will you have financial privacy. It doesn't stop there. The goal of the Great Reset is to make sure that every aspect of your life is influenced, managed, and controlled by the global elite. This isn't just about money. It's about total control. Every aspect of your existence will be digitally monitored. Your health, your movements, your purchases, and even your thoughts will be under constant surveillance. There will be nowhere to hide. Privacy, as we know it, will cease to exist. Let's take a look at the ways the elite are positioning themselves to make this happen. One of the first strategies that is being implemented globally is the idea of a universal basic income, UBI. UBI is often presented as a solution to job displacement due to automation and artificial intelligence. While it may seem like a helpful tool to support struggling populations, it's also the perfect mechanism to keep people dependent on the state. With UBI, you'll no longer be free to make your own financial decisions. You will be subject to whatever the state decides you need to survive. But the universal basic income is only part of the plan. In addition to UBI, there is a push for digital IDs, which are being introduced as a way to track people's movements and monitor their interactions. A digital ID will allow governments and corporations to know exactly where you are, what you're doing, and who you're interacting with. This is not science fiction. It's already happening in certain parts of the world, and it's only a matter of time before it's rolled out globally. Moreover, central banks are increasingly seeking to centralize the global financial system. Through the introduction of central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, governments will be able to control not just the flow of money but also the purchasing power of every individual. A CBDC is a completely traceable and programmable form of money, where every transaction is tracked and governments can adjust the money supply, create inflation, and even freeze assets based on their whims. If you don't comply with government policies or political preferences, they can easily take away your ability to buy anything. While these policies might seem like distant threats, they are already being tested and are making their way into mainstream policy discussions. For example, the introduction of smart cities, where every home is connected, every car is tracked, and every citizen AS activity is monitored, is being promoted as a solution to urbanization and climate change. However, these cities will also become the perfect environments for total control. The data collected from every action, every decision you make will be used to dictate your life in ways you can't even begin to imagine. And the worst part, most of this is happening behind the scenes. The global elite, including influential figures such as Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, have been advocating for these drastic measures under the guise of tackling climate change and inequality. They claim that the Great Reset is about saving the planet, but in reality, it is about consolidating wealth and power into the hands of a few, while leaving the rest of humanity in a controlled and subjugated state. So, what can you do? The first step is awareness. You need to understand what's happening and how it will affect your life. You need to see through the lies and the distractions they feed you through mainstream media and social platforms. The second step is action. While it may feel overwhelming, there are ways to prepare for what's coming. Start by securing your finances. Get out of debt. Invest in assets that the elite can't control. Begin taking steps to protect your privacy and your autonomy. But it's not just about your personal survival. It's about standing up for a free world. A world where we control our own lives, not the technocrats and billionaires who think they know what's best for us. It's about fighting for the future of our children and our society. The Great Reset is coming, but it's not inevitable. We have the power to resist if we act now. The more we remain passive, the more we accept the changes being forced upon us, the faster this new world order will take shape. But there is still time to change the course of the future. The more people who wake up, the harder it will be for the global elite to continue with their plans for total domination. It's up to us to take action. We can resist the Great Reset by taking control of our lives, protecting our freedoms, and rejecting the global agenda that seeks to strip us of everything that makes us free. The battle is not just for our survival, but for the soul of our society. The question is, will we allow the elite to reshape the world in their image, or will we stand and fight for a future where we control our own destinies? It's time to wake up, speak out, and take action. The Great Reset doesn't have to be the end of freedom. It can be the beginning of a new resistance, but only if we take a stand now.